Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 4 has just dropped, and well, the visibility isn't that great for competitive play, so let's go ahead and change that by using the best video settings, game options, crosshair settings, as well as the best Nvidia settings, network settings, and Windows settings to overall grant you with higher FPS and lower input delay going into the newest season. If it helps, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, I'll be giving away free battle passes, just comment below for a chance to win. Alright, so for the video settings, firstly, you want to use either 1920 by 1080 for best visibility, or you can use stretched resolution like 1720 by 1080 to get an extra FPS boost, lower input delay, and bigger looking player models. In addition to that, I highly recommend performance mode over DirectX 11 or 12 as it provides overall better visibility, as things like grass are just not there, and also the build animations are a lot faster or look a lot faster, and they're way easier to see enemies through them. For brightness, this is a personal preference setting. Here's what 50% looks like, here's what 100% looks like, and here's what 150% looks like. In my opinion, I really like the default 100% this season. For colorblind modes, this season, here's what Deuteranope looks like. You can see it's super dark and dingy. Here's what Protanope looks like. You can see, again, it's really dark, but not as dark as Deuteranope. And here's what Tritanope looks like. You can see this one actually brightens the game a ton and adds a lot of vibrance. Oh, and here's what no colorblind mode looks like, and in my opinion, I think this looks the best this season, but again, colorblind mode is all personal preference. For view distance, I really like to use medium, as I find it's a perfect balance between seeing where opponents are, or rather how far away they are from you, as well as items, while also being great with performance. For auto confirm edits, if you have this on off, when you make an edit, you must select the edit, then make the edit, and then confirm the edit, which equals 3 steps total. Edit auto confirms the edit for you, which minuses 1 step, equaling 2 steps total. Reset auto resets the edit for you, that takes a total of 2 steps in total. And then you've got both, which automatically confirms the edit and automatically resets the edit for you, taking a total of 2 steps. I think most pros either use this setting off or they use just the edit one. For replays, I recommend turning all of these settings off if you don't VOD review or anything like that, because you actually can gain a slight FPS boost from having all of these disabled, but obviously have them turned on if you need them. Reticle ammo indicator adds a visual ammo counter, whereas having it off doesn't show any visual ammo counter. Damage numbers list will manually list the damage that you deal, whereas cumulative will automatically add up the damage you deal for you. Reticle damage feedback adds these icons to showcase the type of enemy. Hit only will only add a hit marker, and off will show none of that feedback. We've also got these custom HUD options on screen that'll make your HUD go from this sort of cluttered mess to this super clean, non-distracted HUD. For mouse sensitivities, for X and Y, I recommend using anything from 6.5% as the lowest to 14% as the highest. ADS, I recommend 30% as the lowest to 80% as the highest, and scope, I recommend 80% as the lowest and 100% as the highest. I think these sensitivities are a good bracket to get a pretty balanced one. It's not too low and it's not too high. I recommend pairing all of these with a mouse DPI of at least 800 mouse DPI. If you can, feel free to go higher, and I explain why, or rather the benefits of using a high DPI in this video on screen, link in the description below. But as well as that, make sure to also use 1000 Hz or higher if you can, to minimize any sort of micro stuttering that you might get on your mouse while using a lower hertz. Oh, and another thing, in the Windows mouse settings, make sure you're using the default sense of 6 out of 11, and also make sure you've got mouse acceleration turned off. If mouse accel is turned on, your mouse pointer will artificially move further even with the slightest of movements, whereas having mouse acceleration turned off will make your mouse pointer move the exact same distance you move your mouse on your mouse pad, so it's way more accurate. For keyboard movement, I recommend using this setting. I use what Buggy uses, which is 70% on the forward, 90% on the strafe, and 135% on the backward. I think these are great settings, as in my opinion he's got one of the best movements in the game, so I like to use it and it feels great for myself. For sound, I recommend using high quality if you've got a decent modern headset. I think you'll notice straight away how much better and just overall clearer the sound is over using the low option. However, do keep in mind that the low quality sound option will give you a slight FPS boost over using high. Also, make sure to use the visualize sound effects option. It's what every pro is using, as it literally points you to the direction of nearby gunshots, grenades, towards vehicles, heels, footsteps, chests, and way more. For keybinds, I always recommend these comfortable sets if you don't know what to use. Set 1 is wall on X, floor on V, stairs on C, and roof on left shift. And set 2 is wall on mouse button 5, floor on V, stairs on mouse button 4, and roof on left shift. Just give these a try and then you can optimize them to feel what's best for yourself. Next, we've got the best Nvidia settings. Now straight away you want to either use the latest drivers for your graphics card or you want to use an older driver. Here are some great older drivers on screen right now. After that, you want to open up your Nvidia control panel via right clicking on the desktop. Inside here I recommend using advanced custom 3D image settings. You can take yourself there, and then in these settings right here you just want to copy what I've got. All of these have been optimized in this video on screen where I go into detail about what each one does, but all of these have been optimized to give you the best FPS and lowest amount of input delay. So feel free to copy these and I can guarantee you will get a huge advantage over your opponents. Next up, we've got some lower ping tricks. Now straight away we're going to optimize our Ethernet by going into the device manager, going on to our main internet connection, going into the properties itself. Then what you want to do is copy the exact settings that I use in the power management section right here, and then also in the advanced options right here. Just copy all of these settings and set the values to the ones that I've got set up. After that, we're going to change our DNS server, which is actually recommended via Epic Games themselves. To do this, click on your start menu and type in view network connection. Then you'll see your main internet connection. Go into the properties, then go into IPv4, make sure it's ticked if it isn't already. Then if you go into the properties, you will see that if you click on use the following DNS server, you can type in a custom one. I recommend either using Cloudflare's one, which the numbers for that are on screen right now, or you can use Google's one and the numbers for that are on screen right now as well. Alternatively, you can use a free safe tool called DNS Benchmark, where you can actually go ahead and run this scan to see what the best DNS server is for your connection. That'll give you the lowest amount of ping. You can run this and it'll come up which one's the best for you, and for myself it was actually the Google one. Moving on, we've got the best Windows settings, and straight away if you go into your control panel, or rather the system settings in themselves, if you firstly go ahead and uncheck all of these privacy options, all four, and get rid of them, then if you go ahead and scroll down to background applications and turn these off, as we don't want these running in the background and taking up some of our resources. If you then go into the about section and click on advanced system settings, then go under the performance option tab right here. If you click adjust for best performance and tick these four settings right here, then go into device manager under system devices and find the high precision event timer. If you go ahead and disable that, then press Windows key on the desktop, type in temp, delete all of these files right here, then go in the run box again and type in %temp, %, again, delete all those files right there, then into prefetch and delete all those files right there. You will get a pretty significant FPS boost, and that right there has been the best competitive settings for the brand new season. That's Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 4. If the video helped out, feel free to drop a like on it, drop a sub on the channel, and finally be sure to use my code in the item shop to support me a ton, either when you buy a skin in there or if you buy that brand new battle pass. That'd help me out a ton. Catch us all in the next one, and be sure to check out either one of these two videos on screen. That'll help you out a ton.